Good morning, carnivore Dolly here. Today is Monday, October the 14th, and it's about 5 a.m. And I thought I would get my video done out of the way this morning. Um, I said I would be doing the updates every Monday, and so here it is. Ah, okay, this week I've been really good. I've actually written everything down that I've eaten. Not every little thing, but especially like if I've done carbs or something like that, because like I said, I'd rather be doing like a mixture of carnivore and low carb, or at least not beat myself up if I do have some veggies and things like that. Um, but I haven't been actually. Yesterday I did make a turkey soup and I put rice in it. I won't be really eating it. That's more for my hubby and my daughter, and um, so I gave that away. Like, well, I kept some for the hubby and gave the rest to my daughter. But I ate turkey and brown meat because I don't even like white meat no matter what diet I'm doing. I don't like white meat. It's dry. And, um, this turkey I made is only like maybe the second or third turkey I've ever made in my life. Usually my hubby does all the cooking, but he's in the hospital right now. Um, and that's a normal person growing old. He's 67, I believe. Yeah, 67. And he has a little bleed in his stomach, so they're checking that out to see what it is. He's been on Ozempic for the last year and a half or so, and I don't like that. I don't like anything from doctors. So, and of course, trying to tell him to do what I'm doing is just, you know, I did send him a video yesterday of, but my daughter went up to visit him and said he never even looked at it. So, I'm not a doctor. He likes his doctors. So, um, and they did some blood work and found that his blood was low and things like that. So, anyway, he'll be out either today or tomorrow, I think. Now, what I've done in my trusty little book is, first of all, I went back and tried to check exactly what day I started this carnivore uh, diet. And um, on Monday, September the 30th, I actually started um, with the carnivore, and I stayed carnivore all day. Um, so if it is like the 14th today, I know I started 15 days ago. Um, with my little cheats here and there, because the Friday I'd had 4 beer or more that Friday, and this past Friday I had 4 beer. Um, so also October the 2nd, because on the 1st I realized, okay, I've got a cold, but on October the 2nd I had cough syrup and things like that. So I'd say kind of low carb, because I didn't check the carbs in the cough syrup. I just took it because I was sick. It was NyQuil, I think I took. And also I do have gum once in a while. Well, more than once in a while, actually once a day, but I actually resorted to taking a bite off that gum and having a piece. It says 1 carb per gum. So half, sometimes I eat the full, like I'll have the other half the same day. So that's a carb there. Um, so I'm not exactly low carb. I'm sure there's some carbs in cheese too anyway. It's very low, but I'm sure there is. Um, so, burn that, yeah, on the 29th, I should say. Because on the 28th, I had like the uh, 4 onion rings or something and 4 fries. But, so that's on the, wait, I started on the 30th. I don't know what I just said. People do talk about brain fog, and for brain fog, I'm not exactly sure what they mean. I've always had a bad memory, Um, Although yesterday when my son was here, my granddaughter, I was remembering different things that I would have never remembered. But I don't feel like there's any kind of brain fog that lifted or anything like that. Um, but okay. So I did write out the foods that I've actually had since Friday. Uh, Friday I had hamburgers um, just with mustard and onions and cheese. So is that me being carnivore? Not really. It's kind of more of a low carb, but it's very low carb. And then Friday I had 4 beer too. Now there's a few things that are different. Leg cramps. I don't get leg cramps, which I usually always do on low carb. Um, Now with low carb, the thing like the last time I did low carb, I started having this low carb pasta that had 11 grams of carbs per little brick. It's more of a noodle, but 11 grams of carbs. Well, that day I had two in the morning and two in the evening. That was like before I started this carnivore. So the way you start low carb is you think because you're allowed 20 to 30 grams of carbs, so you think you're doing good. But, when you have one, like I had 2 packets for breakfast, and that was 22 carbs, but then in the evening I had another 22 carbs because I had 2 more packets. I am a pasta freak, and but see what you get, like you're allowed so much, so you think you're allowed so much more. One time, I think over the summer, I started low carb again, and I started out with making this low carb bread, low carb pizzas, and I used the cottage cheese, so cottage cheese, egg, and whatever else. But when you eat too much cheese, it backs you up and you really feel uncomfortable. So obviously you got to quit because, you know, I'm just that way. Like, but anyway, Thursday for supper, I had a steak with fried onions and green peppers. Uh, Lots of fat in that steak, so I loved it. I didn't have any sauce. I am a big sauce person, but I didn't have any sauce because most of the like, sauces I have are full of carbs. Well, and then I only use a little bit, so I think that's okay. But having the steak with nothing was so good. Also, though, I had about 6 olives. So, like I said, that's low carb. I'm back and forth. Friday, I had 2 hamburgers um, for brekkie and 2 for supper. And Sunday, oh, Saturday I had turkey because I actually cooked the turkey. I think I had 2 eggs in the morning, so that was fine. Then I had turkey on Saturday. I had turkey yesterday all day. And yesterday I had uh, bites of my soup, and in there is onions and celery. So, um, and one night I had, last Thursday, I think I made a fish fry. So I made the fish in the oven, and I made shrimp, and I made scallops. And scallops, I think that was the first thing I had. I had a pile, like a little stack of scallops, and I don't think they agree with me either. Like, you can't be sure exactly what food it is, but I'm gonna go with it was it was the scallops. So today I have lots of leftover turkey. I'll be eating that. Um, and I have a lot of cleanup to do in the house. I haven't, with the low carb, you don't know, because I didn't keep track of it like this, but you don't know when it started. Um, so now I'm 14 days and I haven't had the energy burst like I've always gotten with low carb. But maybe that's because I sit around and do nothing that I don't get that energy burst. So, but anyway, today I am doing my housework. Tomorrow I'm going to start with doing some leg exercises. Um, start with that and continue on. Um, I got to start somewhere. I'll start slow and we'll see how it goes. I think that's my update. Oh, my scales. Now, when I do low carb and even now doing carnivore, when I'm dieting, I get on those scales every day. And with low carb, the weight goes down and down and down. Once in a while, it go up or down. Or yesterday, I got on the scale and I was 157.4, which would be uh, 10 pounds down. So that's awesome. But this morning, and I'm still doing coffee. I had 4 coffee this morning with cream already, and I was 166.4, I think. So the scales aren't great in the first place. I'm not sure if they're broken or what, but last night 157.4, this morning 166.4 after my coffee. So, you know, um, I'm going to do my best not to get on the scales until, like, every Monday I'll get on the scales so I can report. And that's it for today. I will do another video next Monday. Bye-bye.